Hey everyone, welcome to our Wednesday live stream. I got a bunch of the team with me. We're going to be talking about our roadmap today. Got a lot of exciting things coming up in the short term and especially in the longer term. So it's going to be a good one.
Hey everybody, very excited to be here. Bring your best questions and hopefully we can give you a bit of insight into what's coming.
Yeah, for sure. It's been quite an intense few days or so of lots of back-to-back strategy sessions. So I think it'll be quite nice to, start putting some of it out there to see what the community think.
Definitely. And as well, we do have another AMA coming up in 1 hour at 1 o'clock Eastern. It's going to be, so we won't be able to have this live stream go too long because we got to jump right into that after, but hope to see y'all there as well. So what's the best way to show the roadmap? I guess we could just talk about it.
Yeah, so we're working on building out the visual and we should have that ready to share by next Monday's bombshell. But I think for now, if we just talk it through, that probably makes sense.
Yep. Yeah, so we'll have the roadmap. I guess we're planning on having that on the front page of the PegHub site. So that's going to be, front and center there, just because it really is a great plan. I guess we could start with our vision. Essentially our vision is to become the #1 crypto staking platform globally. And we have numerous items in the roadmap that's going to help us achieve that.
Yeah, do you want me to give a bit of an overview, Aaron? Just step it through at a high level? Sure. And it's maybe worth, just before we dive into it, giving a very quick overview of how we kind of approach shaping the roadmap, because I think often projects, you have some sort of lofty things in the roadmap that they're sort of setting out to achieve, but perhaps don't have the real sort of thinking and planning behind it. So we took, I guess, a scientific approach as one can to planning, and essentially we kind of considered, well, what are the kind of key elements that are going to take us to that end goal of becoming the biggest and safest crypto staking platform, and then kind of chunking that down and considering, well, if we sort of weight that by the value that it's going to deliver for the community, but we then overlay the effort that'll be required to take us there, that then kind of gives us our weighted value to lay out the priority order for how we go through things. So ultimately what we're working towards is having, single staking across a number of blue chips, potentially on our own bomb chain. So that's going to be a wee while away. That's going to be into 2023. But I think it's worth just sort of starting out with that. That will be one of the sort of primary goals that we're collectively working towards. Sorry, Aaron, you can add something there.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that, the reason that we kind of landed at that end goal is, realizing it's a huge market, single staking of the blue chip cryptos, right? Like, people want exposure to these assets, and we've seen in this bear market, numerous companies, collapse, and it's due to the centralized nature of them, and them not being regulated and nobody knowing what's really going on behind the scenes. So we've kind of figured out how we can address that directly and provide great returns on single staking, but having the entire infrastructure on our own blockchain. Everything is transparent. Users' holdings are in a wallet that's visible to everybody. So there's really no ability for some of the problems that some of these single staking companies have had to happen to us, and it'll give our users a lot of confidence. And if some of these companies were able to get billions of dollars staked without that transparency, I think we'll do extremely well offering something similar, but with that transparency and safety of your own keys, your own wallet type of thing, or your crypto. So
yeah, no, for sure. And I think we talked about this bit on the last AMA, but while we're keen to, of course, make sure that we continue to do a great job for our existing community and kind of existing target market, we're really keen over time to start expanding into new segments, particularly those who have perhaps sort of dabbled in crypto, but haven't, currently got the confidence to delve into DeFi. So actually, we want to help them do that, and of course, in doing that, help them, unlock some amazing returns. So I guess that kind of leads into some of the strategic objectives that we defined, and we'll finesse the wording of these over the course of the next few days. But really, our strategy centers around providing innovative solutions that help us create wealth for our investors, as well as that, making sure that we instill trust in our investors through us being really recognized as experts in the DeFi and the crypto space as a whole. And also providing a really simple user experience. And as I talked about, making sure that we break down barriers for new investors. So if I kind of start with the earlier parts of the roadmap, so you'll know that over the last couple of weeks, we've launched PegHub. That's landed really well. People seem to be enjoying the fact that it does provide, a really simple user experience. But actually, we know that there's a lot more we can do to improve that. So we're already working on a sort of first batch of improvements that we expect to launch over the course of the next week or so. A big part of that will be around how do we provide very simple and engaging explanations to guide people through the kind of onboarding process. So, if you've managed to get, well, I suppose if you haven't even managed to set up a hot wallet, how do you go about doing that and then actually get started in some of our auto vaults? Before I move on, do you guys maybe want to talk about any of the other sort of improvements that we're already beginning to work through on the PegHub site?
Yeah, so we have a lot of improvements that are constantly happening to the website every day, with a lot more in the works, just to kind of better explain what it is that we do and to kind of get better awareness around the PegHub token itself. Because and again, there's going to be a blog post coming from me this week, and I'm going to try and get most of it done today. Just kind of comparing PegHub to other very similar tokens, especially the ones that inspired PegHub. Like Beefy and Yearn Finance, and kind of just comparing what their buybacks look like versus ours and market cap, and kind of coming to a conclusion of what would be a fair value of PegHub if we had more awareness raised around it. So just some rough math I did it last week, put that figure in the $4,000 to $5,000 range, but I'll definitely go more in depth when I write the blog post and put those calculations down there. So in addition to the PegHub token, we really are just working to improve the website, just to be more transparent about exactly what it is we do and how we're able to produce these high yields, just to make it more believable, just because we offer a lot higher returns than our competitors. So we feel it's really important to kind of make it known how we're able to achieve those for those that are interested, but at the same time keep it simple so that we're not giving too much information to people that they just want to come stake, right? We don't want to force them to see all kinds of information that maybe they don't care about, right? So it's a fine line, and I feel we're on the right path there.
And I'll just add that you'll notice if you just keep coming to the website probably every day, you're going to notice continual updates as we continue to improve the user experience. So as Aaron said, our main focus is somebody comes to the site and immediately knows, they can look at a couple of how-to items and immediately get involved with our vaults. And as soon as we've nailed that down, which we're hoping to over the next few weeks with all the improvements we're working on, as soon as we nail that down, that opens that entire new demographic that Rob was alluding to, going for those people, just kind of getting into crypto, but maybe don't understand Web3 and the wallets and all that. If we can start targeting those and actually converting them, that would be, well, it's going to be enormous for the protocol.
Yeah, for sure. And I think you make a really good point, Marcus, that this sort of first part of the roadmap won't be a sort of big bang. Here's the PegHub updates. It'll be very kind of iterative, and we're constantly just looking to improve the experience. So then we're on to some sort of bigger bang items that Aaron's been sort of talking to for a few weeks now, and that'll be us actually expanding our protocol. Excuse me, expanding onto new chains. So it should be the case that this week our PHub holders will have the opportunity to vote for what we do first. We're looking to then move very quickly to launch onto the new chain, and then throughout the remainder of this quarter in 22, you'll see quite a quick series of releases, each with a vote where PHub holders will have their opportunity to have their say. Aaron, anything you want to add on that?
No, I'm really excited to launch on other chains, and also excited to see the results of the governance vote to determine which chains are next. And I'm still figuring out the best way to kind of lay out that vote. If we'll just put like 4 or 5 of the top contenders and just have pick your favorite, or if we'll do a multiple choice type thing. Still figuring that out. If you guys have any comments on how you'd like to see that vote look, be happy to hear about it. And I think I'll get that vote out today, though. I meant to get that out yesterday, but I'll definitely get that out today, just to be able to vote on our very next chain.
Sounds good. Yeah, I know the community are excited for that to come. Cool. Then and still in August, so we're talking fairly sort of short time frames for a lot of this activity, but we're then working on sort of building out our live chat capability, and as part of that, having an AI knowledge base, and that's really key to making sure that anyone, but particularly new users, can get the support they need as they're getting started.
Yeah, and I think that's coming from traditional finance. Like, I think we're going to be implementing a lot of things to be able to provide a higher level of support and just level of service to our users. Live chat being one of those things, and even I think we'll expand our ticket system to PegHub as well, just so that DeFi users, they don't have to go through our communities to ask questions. If they want a direct one-on-one with somebody that's an expert, they can choose that path as well.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think just generally we want to leverage the good parts of TradFi, and one of the things they definitely get right is that customer support. Yeah,
I mean, they get a lot of hate in this industry, but they, like you said many times, they've got a lot of things really right. They've a lot of experience, a lot of years, a lot of money behind their decision making, and everything that they do. So definitely a lot that can be learned there.
Yeah, for sure. So then if we sort of move down the timeline, we're planning probably around Q4 to launch some pretty awesome NFTs. So the NFTs themselves are ready to go. We're just figuring out, how do we provide some great utility around those. So that's something that we'll be working through over the coming weeks. Again, though, I don't know if any of you guys want to build on that.
I'll just say that if any of the community members have any suggestions in terms of utility or anything exciting that anyone can think of, we'd love to hear about it. We've got a couple things in mind that we can go to. But yeah, we always like to get feedback and suggestions on how you'd like to see NFTs utilized in our ecosystem.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And then moving down the timeline, so it'll be the case that we're looking to sort of launch our decentralized lending protocol. So that will be likely in the form of a tariff fork. So we're probably talking about into Q1 2023 for that. But again, for those looking to participate in more advanced farming strategies, that's going to be really exciting.
Oh, we got a question here. Will there be any utility to the OG NFTs? Good question. I wish I had a good answer for you right now. If it'd be great if we can figure out a utility for the new NFTs that also involves the OG NFTs. So I'm definitely open to ideas that involve that. But yeah, at the moment, don't have anything for you, but yeah, like I said, open to suggestions, and any great suggestions, we'll do everything we can to implement.
Yeah, no, for sure. Definitely makes sense. And then we're on to the sort of really big ticket items, probably around Q2 next year, which will be, really lit, taking our single stake offering to the next level, almost providing a sort of centralized finance type experience while continuing to offer just amazing returns on blue chips. So Aaron, I know you've got quite a big vision for that. You probably touched on at the beginning, but anything you want to expand on?
Yeah, definitely. So, I've always thought that BombBTC, being our BTC single stake service, was one of our strongest points. It basically bridges the gap from, the traditional Bitcoin holder to, DeFi, and lets them take advantage of a lot of the great aspects of DeFi. So essentially, now that we have so many pairs that are blue chip cryptos that, a ton of people are holding these and they do want the exposure to them, we figure that it makes sense to expand on BombBTC.com. And obviously we'd have to give it a different name because it won't be exclusively Bitcoin, but, to allow single staking from many other chains, as many as we're able to do. Obviously we'll do them one at a time to ensure that, everything is working correctly and, set up properly and everything's automated. But yeah, we will be, allowing single staking from, the plan is for every single blue chip that we offer that, is on its own chain. So that'll include, expanding what abilities people have with staking, like whether it's, having some options that maybe don't have a lock period or having different options for the lock period on that stake. It's going to be something where it's going to be much more feature packed and a lot more options than what you see right now at BombBTC.com. So big plans there. It'll start off as a centralized solution like BombBTC.com is, but we will transition it to our long-term vision, which is to have it fully operate on our own blockchain. And that's the really exciting item. But yeah, and we'll keep expanding, and there's other things that we can do once we have our own chain up and running as well. Like essentially we could be used as a bridge between different chains at that point, right? Once we have the automation all in place to be able to transfer funds on and off of our chain from all these other chains, we could be used as a bridge. We could be used as an exchange. It just opens the door to so many different things that we can do once we have a fully decentralized chain where people are able to move assets in and off of their native chain onto our chain. It's from staking to bridging, swapping. It's essentially we could be your one-stop shop for crypto. Essentially, don't need anything else, right? So I guess that's the long-term vision.
And just a reminder of, everything that Aaron and Rob are talking about, all the revenue generated from that's going into PegHub token holders. So if you want to, it's just such an easy way to get involved. If you believe in PegHub and where we're going, you don't have to really do anything other than buy PegHub token, stake it, and you're generating the same revenue that, all the devs are.
Yeah, no, it's a great point, Marcus, and I've just been working on updating the PegHub white paper, and as I was sort of typing it up, and focusing on the revenue sharing element, I was sort of going, God, the buybacks are pretty incredible at the moment. Think about what it's going to be like once we expand on to the new chains. So yeah, I mean, clearly not financial advice, but I can't see the PegHub token remaining around these levels for much longer.
Yeah, I don't even think it's going to stick in the 4-digit price range very long. It's going to fly. I mean, I could see, once we are on some of these other chains and, especially we head into a bull market and crypto starts pumping, buybacks could be in the hundreds of thousands daily. Like, it's not far-fetched to even, it could easily happen. So just, yeah, imagine what that would do to the price. There's just not enough tokens, right? It's just,
That's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
Exciting times.
Definitely.
Yeah, for sure. Cool. And then clearly there'll be more that we build out in the roadmap over time, but those are sort of initial big bang priorities. On top of that, I guess there'll be some really important elements that underpin all of that. So you've probably seen already that we're really starting to ramp up our marketing efforts. So building up, a multi-channel marketing plan, as we talked about a few times, we're really looking at how we expand into new segments. And we're also looking to really increase the focus on having mechanisms in place to gather and act on community feedback. So I think we already do a really good job of that. But we're looking, for example, to set up some focus groups where people who are really interested in our protocols can kind of come together and help us shape the improvements.
Got a couple questions in chat here. Let's handle these. First one we got here. Could PegHub or the PegHub LP be included in that tariff fork? So we could include the PegHub LP. Not sure it really makes sense to, though. The Taro fork really works extremely well around the peg pairs. I mean, obviously it works for other pairs because, Taro itself, the majority of their pairs are not peg pairs. But the thing with PegHub is we don't really, the farm doesn't pay a ton, right? So it doesn't make a ton of sense to leverage up unless we switch, how we incentivize the PegHub LP. So I think likely what we'll do is we'll end up using a really small percentage of the buyback funds to just add liquidity and probably stop incentivizing it. I'll keep everybody updated on that, of course. But yeah, PegHub is a token that we really want people to buy and hold and, use that, as their nest egg, as their retirement money. It's something where you just hold it and the buybacks just make the chart go up and to the right. Putting your PegHub in the LP, unless you got a ton of PegHub, probably not the greatest idea, just because you're going to end up losing those PegHub. They're going to get converted automatically to Bitcoin as the price goes up. So, so unless you're just allocating a very small percentage of your PegHub to the LP, it's, you're really limiting your upside to put your PegHub in that LP. Like I provide a lot of the liquidity there, but that's just because I have so many other PegHub that are on the side that aren't in the LP. So I don't mind the fact that I'll lose a couple to Bitcoin as the price moves up. But yeah, I think that for our users, and I wouldn't put any more than 10% of your PegHub into that LP.
Thank you. Great question. We have another few questions.
Oh, sorry. I'll let you control
it. Yeah, sorry. If I stake DOT, can I unstake DOT after a few days without tax?
Yeah, so if you use our PegHub app, tax is something that you don't even have to think about. So just, head over to the PegHub app and you can stake your DOT, unstake your DOT, and taxes, don't even worry about it. There's no tax.
That being said, the beauty of our protocol is really for staking and growing your investments over time. Not sure why you would be looking to remove after a few days. But as Aaron said, it is possible. Another question. Hey, I like that. Like printer protocol, only better.
I love printers.
Any update on BUSM, please, sir?
The only update on that is, I guess, with us going over everything that we're looking to do and kind of prioritizing, unfortunately, that didn't make the top of the priority list. It's definitely still on our list of items, but it's not at the top. So I don't really have a timeline for when we'll put a lot of focus on that. We're definitely not neglecting it. We're not dropping it or anything like that, but it's not a super high priority. But now that we've grown the team, we'll be able to get through our items a lot quicker. So, I'm sure we'll do something with it sooner than later.
Oh, yes, it will have its time. Thank you, Aaron. All right, another question. Right, I can see that, particularly if the PegHub LP incentive is removed.
Yeah, I mean the incentive, that farm is not receiving a ton of rewards, right? So it's quite low paying. So that's again, like limiting your upside just to get that small yield is probably not worth it for most people. But yeah.
Agreed. Like Aaron has been hinting at as well, a lot of the gains you're going to be getting from the PegHub token are actually just the simple price action. The buybacks are going to be raising that price. That's the beauty of it.
Well, especially once more awareness is raised around the token, right? There's just the LP has like 70 PegHub in it, right? So it's like it's not even possible to buy more than 70 right now, and even attempting to buy half of those would skyrocket the price. So once more awareness is raised around the token, it's gonna move just as much from FOMO and just people needing to own some before it, goes to 5 digits and beyond.
Yep. All right, another question. The CZ Bomb prints are pretty gross. Yes.
What is the APY on that anyway, or the APR on that? Taking a look now.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, 1,400 almost.
Not bad. Not bad. I've been enjoying it anyway.
Good stuff. So we got 30 minutes until our next AMA, so still got a bit of time. Usually feels like time's flying. Today it's going slow.
I guess just to say we'll share the visual of the roadmap soon, but if anyone's got any other feedback or surprised that anything's not there, now's a good time to ask a question or let us know.
Yeah, let's open the floor to the community and address any questions or comments, suggestions. If you like what we've been doing, let us know. We like feedback of all types. That's what happens when you hire help, Aaron. Yep. My feedback. Let's go. So we got a comment here about the new site looking great and what sites is it being advertised on. Marcus probably knows a lot better than I do, but I've definitely seen it myself on Bogged. So on the Bogged finance charts, I think every time I go there, I see the PegHub banner ad there.
Yeah, we're on Bogged, we're on KuCoin, we're on Coinzilla, we're on basically most of the top crypto sites. You're going to see some of our either banner ads or text ads scattered throughout. And as we mentioned earlier, we're still waiting for that. I mean, it's never going to be perfect, but we want to be able to convert new users as well as possible before we really start opening up into different demographics. So for now, we're all over the crypto sites already because we know those users. If you're looking at Bogged, you likely have a Web3 wallet. You know how to interact with us. So that target's already working. But when we want to start targeting those traditional finance folks, we want to have a easier user experience than we do now. And that's our main focus. And you'll see the improvements over the next couple of weeks. And then you're going to start seeing the ads on places you wouldn't normally expect.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and Marcus, I know we've talked about on previous AMAs, but is it worth maybe just giving another quick overview of the ambassador program? Because I think it's been awesome to see some of the great contributions people have been making to kind of get the word out there around PegHub.
Yeah, definitely. So that's another part we're excited about. I'll post the link in the chat here in a second, but we've got an ambassador program on Telegram, and it's not just a thing where we're asking people to come and share all things. You can actually earn some pretty substantial prizes there. So we're giving out 2,000 BUSD at the end of the month to as a prize pool split amongst those that perform the best on our tasks. So we're asking people to share things, create infographics, get videos out. So we're already seeing a lot of organic growth from that. And if you want to take part in that, then feel free to join the Ambassador Program. That is a very exciting program, and I will share the link in 1 second.
If you want, we could also share one of our screens and show any information we have on it. I'll admit I haven't been keeping too up to date with the docs on it, so I'm not sure I have that handy, or you can post the link, whatever you prefer. I got a question here in the meantime. Following up on the CZ Bomb print, CZ Bomb BitBTC LP, I may have missed a date for its completion. Nope, you didn't miss anything. We haven't switched that over yet. Don't want to give an exact time for when that'll happen, but we've gotten pretty much everything else out of the way. We just have BitBTC or BombBTC.com mainnet staking that we need to switch over, and a CZ Bomb pair. So those two items, I'd expect to have done sometime over the next week to 2 weeks. But we'll definitely keep everyone posted and let you guys know well in advance so you can switch up your LPs.
Yeah, thank you. Whoa, stop moving. Sorry. Another question here. I invested in .bit.lp on BitBomb. Now I want to move to PegHub. Will I need to break the LP? Be taxed, right?
So, firstly, breaking LPs does not incur tax. Breaking an LP, the transfer that happens when you break an LP is basically the asset going from the pair to your wallet, which is very similar to it's the exact same as the transfer that happens when you buy the token. So that's not taxed. But actually, if you just go to our PegHub app, if you're already in our auto vaults, your position will be visible within the PegHub app. So I would just suggest that in the future, if you want to use our simpler PegHub app, just basically just go to our PegHub app and you can zap in your dot there in the future just to grow your position. If there's any other aspects of that question I missed, feel free to let me know.
Yeah, and just to confirm, I've shared the details of the ambassadorship program. And yeah, I mean, it helps us, collectively as a community. Of course, it's a great opportunity to, bring new investors in for them to benefit from some of the awesome APRs. But also for those who do, a really good job in helping us spread the word. There are some pretty significant prizes that you're sort of in the running for as well. So do take the time to have a look.
Definitely. All right, let's see if we have any other questions or comments, and we can maybe end this one a little bit earlier than usual and start prepping for the next AMA. We got a huge one coming up in about 20 minutes.
I'd also like to say, with all the great things happening on the PegHub website, we're going to have a jobs section there. So we're going to have opportunities for jobs, and as we continue to grow to be the largest staking platform, we want you to kind of apply and join us on that journey. So have a look at the jobs website when it's up. We'd love to have you guys on board, as well as a frequently asked questions. We really want to make it comfortable for new and existing investors to join us on PegHub. So we're going to try to answer all your questions there as well.
You okay if I show a sneak peek at the jobs page?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All right. So this is a work in progress. So there will be more stuff posted here, and the one that we do have posted here, I'm not sure how finalized it is, but I'll share this. So jobs page. So all of our positions that we're looking to hire for will be listed here. And we'll have the link in the menu once this is completed. So yeah, you'll be able to apply just by shooting us an email to jobs@peghub.com. And we look forward to seeing what kind of talent wants to join the team. We'll keep everyone posted once this is ready for live use.
Yeah, for sure. And it's just prompted another thought, and that's that we're going to continue building out our blog, which is just down at the bottom of the PegHub page. So I've actually just had a wee blog post go up that talks a bit about why I made the decision to leave my senior management role in TradFi to come on board as the COO. So yeah, take a couple of minutes to have a wee look at that when you get a chance.
Awesome. Yeah, and this is where I'm going to be posting my blog post as well about, the PHub price and, what I feel fair value is and the different calculations that I made to come to that conclusion. And yeah, don't forget to share our articles as well. Apparently it's kind of slow. All right, any other questions? Oh, actually, we should probably get some comments going on our blog so people could leave their feedback.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Thanks. Yeah, really excited myself. And, we have a really aggressive roadmap planned, and, we've got the team in place to get it done. So it's going to be very exciting times ahead.
Yeah. Oh, another great question here. Will the blog replace Medium?
Good question. So I think what we're going to do is we'll have all of our posts primarily go out on the PegHub blog, and then we don't want to neglect our Medium because we built up quite an audience there, and it's pretty well used in crypto. So what we'll probably do is have our intro paragraph on Medium and then have a link to the PegHub blog. So people that are following our Medium, they can still, get all of our news and announcements. But, we really want to drive traffic to the PegHub site. So, so I guess, yeah, it will somewhat replace Medium, but we'll use both together.
Well, and also another venue we have is at the bottom of the PegHub page. You could subscribe for our newsletter. It's still a work in progress, but as we start to collect those emails, we'll send out notifications of what's happening with PegHub.
Yep. Almost forgot about that. Yeah, that's just another thing that we're doing to kind of take a step out of, I guess, what all the other crypto projects are doing and go to more, traditional business, having a newsletter where we can, keep everyone that wants to be updated with what's going on at PegHub and the whole ecosystem. We can keep everyone up to date and, let you guys know when exciting things are happening, new launches, changes, governance votes, things of that nature. So, we're, I think that'll be quite useful for those that want to be kept in the loop.
Sorry, did it at the same time. I saw the blog post. It's a great to meet the team members. That's what is lacking in other protocols. Openness and transparency is great.
Yeah, I agree. Thanks for the comment. We've been super transparent right from day one, and I think that's a big reason for a lot of the success that we've had, and we fully plan to keep it up. All right, let's maybe give it another minute, see if any other comments or questions come through, and then we can prep for our next AMA. So looks like CZ shares have had a nice pump since from the lows. They're up about 3 times off the lows, so that's nice, and expect them to keep moving. I know I've been getting them every opportunity I can.
Smart man.
All right, I guess that's about it. Yep, thanks everyone for joining. Don't forget our next AMA coming up in 15 minutes. That's going to be on Telegram. Mark, do you want to give them the details regarding that?
Yeah, it's going to be on Golem's Gems. You can check all our Telegrams for the link. I will just post it in the chat just before we close off here.
Awesome. Well, thanks everyone again for joining, and see you guys in 15 minutes over at Golems and TG, and as well on Friday. Don't forget our Twitter space. We got that coming up at 1 p.m. on Friday. So I'll see all you guys there.
Cheers.
See you soon.
Thanks, everyone.